Here's your first look at the iPhone 17 Pro, which may have recently been spotted in the wild. Apply a fair amount of skepticism to this. Okay, since the release of the iPhone 17 series is expected to be one of the most significant in 2025, speculation about the device has exploded. This features a brand new, purportedly authentic picture of the iPhone 17 Pro. A man wearing a black jacket is seen carrying two phones in the pictures, which were posted by user Fox Puppy on X. One of the phones is reportedly the iPhone 17 Pro, while the other is one of the more recent models. In the second picture, another man, possibly security, is seen trying to stop more pictures of the phone being taken. Because it looks to be in a thick black cover, it is difficult to identify the phone in the picture. The long-rumored extended camera block on the phone's back is the only distinctive element visible in the picture. This identical design has been featured in a number of iPhone 17 Pro leaks, including purported cases, dummy devices, and renders of the phone. But the sheer volume of leaks also contributes to the issue because it makes the creation of realistic dumbs much simpler. You may also argue that if the iPhone were real, the photographer would never have been permitted to get this near to it because Apple is cautious about its products and keeps quiet about leaks. Mark Gurman of Bloomberg, a regular and trustworthy source of information about Apple products, added to the confusion by reposting the picture on X with the words, "Wow, this appears to be authentic." On the surface, that would seem to give the picture more legitimacy, but some people in the post's comment area seem to think Gurman is making this a joke. Although a possible real-life glimpse of the iPhone 17 Pro is thrilling, it doesn't provide answers to all of our questions regarding the rumored features and improvements. We just learned, for example, that Apple may be intending to include up to 12 gigs of RAM in the upcoming iPhone 17 series. In addition to making the phone significantly speedier, this might help Apple Intelligence get the boost it needs when paired with the rumored 2nm A19 CPU. These kinds of rumors are fascinating to observe, but once more, we must be extremely cautious when interpreting them. We probably won't have to wait long to find out how many of the rumors turn out to be true, as it is widely believed that Apple will launch the new iPhone lineup in early September. Next, take another look at the rumored new MagSafe design of the iPhone 17 Pro. Another picture of the purportedly new MagSafe design for the iPhone 17 Pro has emerged. Unfortunately, the quality of the photograph is quite poor. An image showing third-party MagSafe cases, purportedly for the iPhone 17 series, was posted this week by a user going by the handle Uncle Pan on the Chinese social media site Weibo. The magnets on the iPhone 17 Pro cases no longer form a full circle, indicating a modest modification in the MagSafe arrangement. However, in contrast to earlier iPhone models, the MagSafe design remains the same on the standard iPhone 17 and the iPhone 17 Air. Due to a greater rear camera bulge, it has been speculated that the Apple logo on the back of the iPhone 17 Pro models will be positioned lower than it was on earlier iPhone models. When these devices are protected by an upgraded MagSafe case, the new MagSafe design would guarantee that the Apple logo is always completely visible. As usual, the iPhones themselves will not display the MagSafe outline, only cases will. The account may not have a perfect record, but years ago, Uncle Pan correctly leaked that the Apple Watch Series 7 would be available in the then new 41mm and 45mm sizes. Other sources have, however, confirmed this specific rumor. With dummy models, the new iPhone 17 Pro movie displays the whole color lineup. With just 6 weeks to go until Apple's formal iPhone 17 Pro presentation, leaks have increased this week. Using dummy models, a recent video provides a fantastic look at all the rumored colors for the iPhone 17 Pro. The past several days have been exciting for rumors and news about the iPhone 17 Pro. First, there were 3 fresh rumors about the camera's features. Then someone saw what appeared to be a very real iPhone 17 Pro in use. Today, a video from Majin Buu provides a fresh look at the iPhone 17 Pro using dummy devices in all of its rumored colors. Although these 5 colors have already been stated by a variety of sources, watching a video including dummy models makes a distinct impression. For instance, I've never been a fan of orange renders, but this one is more of a gold-orange blend. Although I am aware that many users would want a rich, deep orange, I think this gentler tint looks better. One major subject that has garnered the most attention amid the rumors around Apple's impending iPhone 17 series is when the new models will be formally released. Even though there have been a number of reports about color changes, display adjustments, and camera enhancements, everything depends on Apple's announcement. All other questions, including pricing, which is still unclear because of possible tariff worries, should be answered once the iPhone 17 lineup, which is anticipated to comprise the base model, the 17 Air, Pro, and Pro Max, is formally unveiled. Potential announcement and timetable for launch. Based on Apple's past releases, the announcement is probably going to happen in early September. Although the firm usually plans these kinds of events for the first Tuesday following the US Labor Day vacation, this year's date falls right after the holiday, which has led to rumors that the revelation may take place on Tuesday, September 9, or Wednesday, September 3. Depending on how closely Apple follows its regular timetable, this would put the release date on either September 12 or September 19. This prediction is corroborated by Mark Gurman of Bloomberg, who speculated in his Power on newsletter that Apple would conduct the event on September 9 or 10. Pre-orders may begin the Friday following the announcement, which would be September 5 or 12 if the schedule is consistent with other years. It is anticipated that, in keeping with past years, Apple would release its flagship models, the iPhone 17, Pro, Pro Max, and Air, in September. However, similar to the iPhone 16e delayed debut earlier this year, the less expensive model, most likely the iPhone 17e, might not be available until early 2026. With the upcoming iPhone 18, Apple seems ready to update its release plan. According to reports, the rest of the range will be released in early 2027, with just the high-end models, including a possible folding device, being unveiled in the autumn of 2026. Why Apple's launches are stunting. Apple's phased strategy appears to have been thoughtfully planned. The business takes advantage of the lucrative Christmas market by being the market leader in September for high-end smartphones. With more reasonably priced models, a second wave in the new year enables Apple to sustain momentum for the brand outside of the holiday season. All eyes are now on Apple's September schedule as excitement grows, and whether the iPhone 17's release will validate what insiders have long suspected. Additionally, according to Cursive, hackers can use Apple's AirPlay technology to access devices without authorization through public Wi-Fi networks. A button for the new camera control. For those of us who are pixel peepers, there is one more thing to note. According to 9to5Mac, there have been hints that the pictures reveal a second or new camera control surface on the top edge of the phone. Some people may think that the phone's casing has a notch or gap along the top edge that the left hand might use in landscape mode, while the right hand uses the current camera control. It appears to me to be reflected sunshine. To be honest, I would be shocked if this was a new button. Given that the iPhone 17 Pro Max is anticipated to have a 6.9-inch display, that doesn't seem like a very ergonomic location for a touch-sensitive button. However, bizarre iPhone features are nothing new to Apple. Do you recall 3D Touch? Apple has not yet revealed its upcoming flagships, despite our expectation that the iPhone 17 Pro would launch as one of the greatest iPhones and among the best phones in general. How do you feel about the most recent rumors about the iPhone 17 Pro? Tell us. According to a recent Weibo post by leaker Instant Digital, both iPhone 17 Pro versions will use vapor chamber cooling instead of the conventional heat sinks found in current models in order to handle the power of the A19 Pro CPU. A machine translation of his post ends, high load and high performance basically do not reduce frequency, A19 Pro's stronger thermal management. According to a recent Weibo post by leaker Instant Digital, both iPhone 17 Pro versions will use vapor chamber cooling instead of the conventional heat sinks found in current models in order to handle the power of the A19 Pro CPU. A machine translation of his post ends, high load and high performance basically do not reduce frequency with A19 Pro's stronger thermal management. To put it another way, the vapor cooling in the next generation of phones should do away with the necessity for throttling, which is the practice of artificially reducing speed when temperatures rise too high. This should result in improved performance. To put it briefly, the chip has a sealed chamber with a liquid within. The liquid turns into vapor when the processor heats up, and it moves the heat away from the chip by evaporating to another area of the chamber. It condenses and returns to its initial position when it cools, allowing the process to begin anew. To put it another way, the vapor cooling in the next generation of phones should do away with the necessity for throttling, which is the practice of artificially reducing speed when temperatures rise too high. This should result in improved performance. My coworker Josh Render, a former phone engineer, describes how vapor chambers operate here in case you're not familiar. The iPhone 17 series is expected to be announced by Apple in roughly 6 weeks. So, that's all we know for now. We'll be sure to keep you updated as soon as we have more information. Thanks for watching.